What's artificial superintelligence, and why are OpenAI's leaders so concerned about it? We've spoken about the risks of artificial general intelligence, or sentient AI, but OpenAI's founders are a step ahead of us. They're worried about artificial superintelligence, or AI that surpasses human intelligence. If general intelligence AI is risky, imagine what superintelligent AI could do. OpenAI's founders say superintelligence must be urgently regulated. Do we agree? Stick around to find out. Anyone paying attention to development in AI will already know about AGI, standing for Artificial General Intelligence. This concept has many people worried. Basically, AGI would mean AI that is conscious or sentient. At this point, AI will become just as capable as human beings. Such AI would be able to make its own decisions, and these may not align with what's best for us humans. Now, a warning has been sounded about something even scarier than AGI. A blog post recently around artificial superintelligence. This would be when the intelligence of AI surpasses our own. We're talking machines that can outsmart us and can do basically anything we do and do it better. The blog post seems to be part of a new wave of messaging. Basically, we're seeing AI creators being really honest about its risks. It's important to note that the post isn't written by anyone anti-AI. Rather, it comes from the three most powerful people at OpenAI. OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman, President Greg Brockman, and Chief Scientist Ilya Sutskever. Many consider OpenAI the undisputed leader in AI, so these three are arguably AI's most powerful people, at least at the moment. Their blog post highlights the potential future threat of artificial superintelligence, or ASI. This would be AI that's more capable than humans in virtually every way. Just like AGI, ASI is at this point entirely hypothetical. But according to the three blog writers, this could become a reality, and they believe this could happen in the next 10 years. ASI represents AI systems with intellectual capabilities far superior to humans. Such systems would outperform us on a wide range of tasks and domains. The post emphasizes the need to consider the governance of superintelligence. They believe this should happen even before achieving artificial general intelligence. This is official acknowledgement from Altman and his colleagues of something new, that AI systems may exceed expert-level performance in most domains. There's been much talk about AI equaling human intelligence, but now the conversation is shifting. AI's elite are starting to talk about AI that can outperform us. They believe AI will achieve productivity comparable to that of large corporations. So, a single AI system with the power of an entire company. That's a pretty mind-blowing prediction, and it will certainly change the world of employment as we know it. Now, ASI isn't necessarily a bad thing. OpenAI is betting on these technologies, making the world better, but they are flagging the risks too, and they certainly aren't small risks. Superintelligent AI will definitely have powerful implications, but these could be both positive or negative. The post suggests these implications will be greater than any technology ever before. If we want a prosperous future, we need to manage the risks. They propose proactive governance and regulation of AI technology now, because we need to be ready for ASI before it's a reality. The urgency for regulation has become a common talking point for Altman. It was recently reinforced in his testimony before U.S. Congress. There, Altman emphasized the importance of mitigating the risks associated with AI. He expressed his concern about AI's potential harm if not properly regulated. In the letter, Brockman and Sutskever join Altman in amplifying these warnings. They argue against waiting for something to go wrong before implementing regulations. By then, it could be too late given the existential risks involved. The trio provide various arguments to back up their calls for regulation. These examples illustrate the potential misuse of AI technology by bad actors. One example involves AI-generated images crashing the stock market temporarily. This highlights the need for safeguards against AI manipulation. The authors also mention the potential use of AI for biological warfare. This is because machine learning algorithms can generate workable pathogens efficiently. The letter calls for regulation and other proactive measures to prevent ASI from being misused. It also mentions that stopping superintelligence from developing may not even be possible. So properly governing and regulating is the key. So how do they propose on doing this? There are three key suggestions. The first is coordination among leaders and governments. The aim is to ensure safe, smooth integration of superintelligence into society. They suggest that governments, or a new organization, could facilitate this coordination. And they also suggest that governments set limits on AI capability growth. The second suggestion is for an international authority to be established. This would be modeled on the International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA. This organization would oversee superintelligence efforts above a certain threshold. It would enforce safety standards, compliance audits, and restrictions on deployment. Their third and final suggestion is for more technical research. This, they suggest, should focus on developing safety measures for superintelligence. The OpenAI founders also clarify that these regulations are for ASI. They aren't for current AI technologies below a significant capability threshold. These should not face the same level of regulation proposed for superintelligence. They also suggest that governance of ASI should involve public oversight. They want a democratic decision-making process to take place. They add that OpenAI will experiment with developing mechanisms for public input. We focused a lot on what the letter says about the risks of AI. The letter is not, however, completely negative. Its authors believe that superintelligence will lead to a significantly improved world. They also mention their hope for it to be used to address societal problems. The authors argue that stopping ASI's creation would be difficult. They suggest that doing so would require drastic measures. Meanwhile, the benefits and global adoption of the technology continue to increase. So, the OpenAI founders are still in favor of ASI. They simply want it to be properly regulated and controlled. So now you know what's in the letter. Now it's time to assess if we agree with OpenAI's views. On the positive side, it's good that OpenAI is taking some responsibility. They may be calling on governments to get involved, but they are also at least acknowledging the risks of AI. It's heartening that they are thinking about the impact of their technology. The blog presents a compelling argument on the importance of regulating superintelligence. Its emphasis on coordination, international oversight, and technical safety measures showcases a thoughtful approach to addressing potential risks. They highlight the need for widespread involvement in determining AI's potential. As many people as possible need to be involved in this, and with their emphasis on democracy, OpenAI seems to get this. The blog also manages to capture the potential benefits of ASI. They mention economic growth, an enhanced quality of life, and the ability to solve societal problems. They also created a distinction between current AI and superintelligence. These different forms of AI will need to be regulated differently. This is something the blog post communicates well. But there is plenty not to like about the post as well. It's a bit vague. It doesn't go into any specific strategies for implementation. It also talks about coordinated global efforts without mentioning the challenges. This kind of coordination would be extremely difficult to implement. The letter could have also done more to communicate ASI's potential risks. It is more of a conversation starter than a comprehensive argument. It leaves plenty of room for more exploration of ASI regulation. But at least they have started the important conversation. The blog post does a few things. It brings the possibility of superintelligence into the public discourse. It highlights the urgency of governing ASI. It adds to the growing dialogue on ASI's impact on society, and it invites further exploration and discussion of these critical issues. Perhaps the greatest room for criticism is around OpenAI's true intentions. This would be more a matter of opinion than fact. If you love the company, you'll likely believe its intentions are pure. If you don't trust OpenAI, you probably won't trust the letter. To some, it may seem like OpenAI is doing the bare minimum. They are calling for governments to get involved, which is basically a way of ensuring they don't have to self-regulate. To some, it may seem like they are just covering themselves. If things go horribly wrong, they can point to this letter. After all, they did try to warn us. Of course, there's a more generous way of looking at the letter too. This would be taking them at their word. OpenAI is taking some sort of responsibility, and they're trying to get the governments to do the same. We can argue about whether they're doing it the right way, or whether they have the right intentions. But ultimately, we're glad they're talking about this. It would be way scarier if they weren't. Keep watching for more on the latest developments in the AI industry.